A special thank you to Fiverr for sponsoring today's video. There's a very strong possibility that they're going to be bringing our countertops today, which is so exciting. Some of the things, when they bring countertops and they bring stone, some of the things they wait to cut when they're on site, just so it's like extra perfect. And one of those things is holes for the faucet at the sink. So I have quite a few faucets going in the sink. I have a bridge faucet with the cold and the hot each have a hole that goes into the stone, and also the sprayer is detached, so that's another hole. And then I have a water dispenser for filtered water, which I'm so excited we're gonna have, and an air gap, which is the gap between the dishwasher and the garbage disposal. So what I wanna do is I wanna pull them out of the garage. They're gonna need to know what they are, you know. I'm gonna wanna pull out the faucets out of the garage and actually lay them out exactly how I want them. I think the holes in the spacing will be pretty standard sizing and spacing and stuff, but I kind of want to play with them. So let's go pull them out before anyone gets here and get it all set up. So now it's really about figuring out which side I want each thing on. I know the air gap has to sit on the left because that's where the dishwasher is, over here. So that makes sense. And obviously the faucet, main faucet, is in the center. I think I want the water faucet on the right, on this side. And the sprayer on the left. So it'll be air gap, sprayer, main faucet, water faucet, water dispenser faucet, and I forgot there is one more hole. It's actually the garbage disposal trigger, like switch on and off. It's a air switch like we have at the cottage, and it sits on the stone itself. So that's another hole. So there's 6. Woo. Texting my contractor to see if we are in fact getting countertops today. It's been coming for a couple of days. We've just been like trying to get to a place where there's enough space for them to actually install them, because we're working on the cabinetry at the same time. So today should be the day. It is so strange to be able to wear clothes that I wore before I was pregnant again. Like, it's the weirdest part for me is like where my waistband hits, because for so long I wore, you know, underneath my belly. So it's weird to have something across my belly again. It's so surreal. So we actually had to buy 2 slabs of stone for our kitchen because one was just not quite enough. It's like I was hoping we could just buy one because obviously it would be way lower for the budget and we would just have to purchase 1 slab. But you can't just buy a half a slab. You can't just buy what you need. So we had to get 2 slabs, but it worked in our favor because I actually modified the countertop design to go up the walls in some areas, which you guys would have seen in the last video. So I utilized everything that I wanted to for the kitchen and got a little more areas with stone on it. But I wanted every remnant. If you're paying for the slabs and you're paying for the stone, it's a little different here in California than it is in Texas with how you get the stone and how you pay for it. Here you actually pay directly for the slabs and then you pay the fabricator separately. So I wanted every piece of stone that was left over because there are pretty significant portions that we can use for the bathrooms if we want to renovate those later. Or I could turn some into coasters or something, you know what I mean? Like I feel like there's so much use for it and I already paid for the material, but I gotta have a place for them to put it. And I'm thinking like against the wall here is like my only spot without having to like rearrange stuff. And honestly, this is like the perfect spot. So I'm gonna move all of this stuff and this cabinet out. So when they get here, they can just bring the remnants right into the garage and we'll be good to go. So got some cleaning to do. I was wondering where I put these. These are brass rods for the curtains that I put in the kitchen, and I think I needed one more. And I was like, I thought I had one. Found it. When you create videos all by yourself, you're the videographer, you're the editor, you're the content itself. I do a lot of walking around with the camera. They are here with the countertops and they're making modifications on site, and we're actually gonna get to see a lot of the work done here, and I'm just like so excited. I've been anticipating the stone because that's the final element in color that's going into the kitchen so that I can make sure I made all the right decisions. So I've been very antsy. It's also my favorite part, but I've been very antsy about it and it's looking really good. I think, fingers crossed, but we'll see when it all comes together. Like I'm gonna be in and out, like filming different clips of them installing all the countertops and stuff and then feeding baby. So that's like my plan for the next hour. We're gonna be stopping every 3 hours to pump or feed baby, depending. But he already had a bottle, so I'm gonna pump it. Okay, so while I pump and eat breakfast, I'm gonna do a little bit of editing. I can see the kitchen from my desk, and so I can kind of see when they need me, or when my camera shuts off, or something like that, so I can stay attentive but also get some work done while baby does activity time with dad. This is a very realistic day in the life because there's always a project going on. It's also more of a hectic one. There's not usually quite this many tradesmen or quite this many things that I need to be doing that kind of takes me away from just like computer work or being with babies. So this morning is going to be kind of chaotic and it's going to start to slow down, hopefully. But when you're trying to finish a renovation and trying to get your kitchen back, it's a lot to do. Of course, I'm already thinking about projects that I can do after the kitchen's done because we are nearing the end. But projects that I can do. I'm excited to get back in to my own projects. You have no idea, and get my hands dirty again. There's a couple of things inside that I'm kind of playing with starting, and also I'd love to start thinking about starting a garden. And I've been thinking about it since we bought this house, and I would love to have an herb garden, a vegetable garden, and for us to grow our own. And I want to learn so bad. I've been years I've wanted to learn, and now that Kate is born, I want to learn and show him, and maybe we could do it together. But I want like a really great place on the property that they're really going to thrive. So I've been kind of paying attention to what spots get the most sunlight, you know, and there's a spot in the front yard that I'm going to show you that gets pretty much all day sun. I don't know if it's too much for some vegetables versus others. There's a huge learning curve that I have to go through, like a lot of research. But step one was just having the spot. So this is the area that I want to turn into the garden. You can see that it gets so much natural sunlight pretty much all day long because it's not blocked by the house, but the land is on a slope. So we have to keep it that way, but make the beds level. So that will take into consideration when we're designing the beds as well. But I love this area. I just want it to feel purposeful with the rest of the front yard. And it's really wasted space at this point. It's just kind of tucked off to the side. We never go over there, and I think we could reimagine it. It could be really beautiful and useful as a garden. And I wanted to get some ideas from freelance designers, landscape designers on Fiverr. A big thank you to Fiverr for sponsoring today's video. You guys know, if you've watched any of my videos, you know I love to work with designers for my home decor projects and rendering on Fiverr, because they're able to not only take my ideas and bring them to life like 3D so that I can really see it and visualize it. Like we did with the kitchen, I was able to sketch it out and they rendered it 3D so that I could give it to my contractors, so we were on the same page about what I wanted. Also like to work with freelancers, like landscaping freelancers, to give me ideas, because I'm not a landscape architect. I wanted to get some ideas about what they could do with that space. And I use Fiverr a lot for interior design and working with freelancers in specifically that space, but you can connect with any type of freelancer for tons of different projects. Think website design, graphics. If you need any like business help, you can reach out to them, like SEO, social media marketing, AI. There's so many different freelancers in so many different areas that Fiverr really does have you covered. So I reached out to a couple of landscape designers and I got one back. I started with just sending her inspiration and kind of talking and chatting with her about what I kind of wanted for the space in terms of like wanting raised beds and some kind of focal point, and definitely pea gravel. And so the inspiration that I sent her was very much like French, like going what we're doing with our house, French but traditional, to like match the outside of our house. And what she came back with, I love. I knew I would love the raised beds, and she started by like just hand sketching what her ideas were, and then she rendered them on the computer. And she asked me what kind of like focal point I wanted. She gave me a few ideas and I was like, I think I would love a fountain. I think that could be really cool. I saw that they make like fountains that are solar powered. You know, if we don't need to get power to it or water to it, we would just fill it and it would run on solar power. It would be more energy efficient and be a water feature at our house, which is really cool. Whole area I'd love to turn into a garden. Now I just wanted ideas. I just wanted to like start my brains kind of thinking about this project. This is a work in progress, and our land is slanted for runoff and stuff, so raised beds would definitely have to follow the slant and all work really well. And a big thing for me is making sure that the design of this little area really flows with the rest of the house and the rest of the garden. Like this is very like squared off, and it's just the whole thing on that side of the walk down. When you walk down the steps is all garden, and I just want to make sure that it feels like all inclusive, you know, like there's a good flow to it. So I'm gonna think a lot about that, because I feel like seeing it now rendered, it's just kind of like squared off, and I want maybe a little more movement to it, or a little, I don't know. This is just the beginning stages, but I love doing this process on Fiverr. I love working with freelancers to get ideas in my own head out and to visualize them, or to get advice. So if you guys are working on any projects at all and you want to be able to see them to know that you're making the right design decisions, or, you know, just to get ideas, highly recommend checking out Fiverr. For this particular project, I just went to Fiverr, typed in landscape architects, and looked at all of the people that had 5-star reviews. I looked at their portfolios online. You can also work with them like on a one-on-one consultation if you're just, you know, trying to explore working with someone. And it's nice to look at their portfolio so that you can see the work that they've done previously, if it's in like the style that you like, and seeing what they're going to be capable of doing for you. Head to fiverr.co/exomckenna to see the services available to you, and you can get 10% off your order with code MaCennaXO. There are things that I wish I would have learned in school that would have been so helpful later in life, like how to do your taxes and how to garden, like how to grow your own food, like survival. I feel like those are necessary skills. So I feel as a parent, whoa, that's wild. Now as a parent, since I already know how to do my taxes, I would love to learn how to grow my own food so that I can teach him, and it'll be like a fun thing to do together. I think building it out and putting, you know, the gravel, leveling the land, doing all the things with the beds and stuff could be done anytime, not in the dead heat of summer, but anytime throughout the year. But then what we plant and what time we plant those things are going to be really specific. So I have lots of research to do. Please leave all of your recommendations for different like resources that I can look at, whether it's like YouTube videos or stuff, like anything and everything. Comment, let me know. I'm gonna be doing like a deep dive over the next like few months and stuff, and just like researching it and learning. Tackle this project when it makes sense, you know, to do when it gets cooler outside for sure.
Kinsley, come here. Kinsley, come here. Family kisses.
Family kisses.
Look at her. Come here.
Come see Bob. Come. Hi, baby. Hi, baby kid. More alert though. Like I feel like he's like looking at us so much more intently.
Yeah.
Always in this Laker onesie.
He's a Laker fan. He's a true Laker fan.
I'm gonna hide it so you can.
And I'm just gonna order another one.
No, I'm just gonna hide it so you start to use some of his other clothes besides this Laker onesie. Baby loves the jazz music that I play all the time when I work. I guess he also probably heard that while he was in my belly. And construction. You know, like the combination of the two really help him out, not the commercials. So we just ordered some lunch. We are still having to pretty much order out every other meal when we don't have anything like that we can heat up in the fridge. So I've been obsessed with this sandwich from Tender Greens, Chipotle barbecue chicken sandwich with like avocado, really good, and some more barbecue chips. So we're gonna eat some lunch and get some fuel in it, and I have a little bit more computer work to do for today, and I think they might be almost finished. I don't know. The countertops are looking so amazing. We have a couple of things that we need to fix on the sink side, that some leveling things, but it's all a work in progress, but it's getting there and it looks good. You guys would have already seen it in Sunday's video because I'm filming this before it's out. Yeah, I like that.
Yeah, right?
Yeah, I mean that's OG.
Yeah.
That looks good, and then it gives a little more character to it.
Yeah.
I think that's perfect. Gives me a little bit of something. You're perfect.
So,
it's perfect.
So we wanna do that, okay?
Let's do it.
All right.
Yeah.
Perfect. We wanna start to make the OG in the full backsplash.
Cool. You're gonna cut it outside, yeah?
Yep.
Cool.
The countertops
Okay.
is nice, the level. The only thing is that spawn. Can you
Look at it this way.
this way?
Jack, go where he's at. Yeah, go where he's
this
at.
way. Go.
Look at the plywood. It's fighting. That just needs to get ready.
So
Yeah, so this
Shit.
at the back is nice. So this point is the back.
Yeah.
All
It's
those
down.
corners are good. He was trying to explain that.
Yeah.
This piece,
Just that.
it just
One.
lowered on him for some
Low,
reason.
yeah.
And since he
weird.
followed
Did you
the
see?
plywood went.
Yeah, correct.
Yep.
Correct.
That's all.
Did you see?
Okay, good.
Good thing it's not nothing.
And they have to work with that.
It can be done. It can be fixed.
Over which, yeah, it sits on
That
here.
panel, yeah, sit on that panel.
Honestly, now that I'm kind of looking at this area again, I don't think the whole thing needs to be a garden. Like, maybe we could expand it over time. I feel like if I have that many beds and I tackle that much learning and research all at one time, I feel like that's a lot. 24-foot square area is quite large. Maybe if I come back from the little walk down and not make the line between the yard part and the garden part so straight, make it more curved, make it a little more designed that way, it'll feel more inclusive and we'll have a slightly smaller garden. I don't think we need quite this big of a space turned into a garden right off the bat. So every day after they're done with work, obviously, we have to go check it out and see. Stay, Kinsley.
It smells like bacon out here.
Bacon. They were drilling holes. They are unloading the extra stone that we're going to use for extra projects into the garage right now. But they're all done in here for today. And we just like to come and like assess what's happening.
Wow. So good.
It looks so good. The stone, having the stone in place was something I was anticipating because I needed to see it with the color of the hood. Okay, now the hood, don't you agree the hood blue does not show up on camera
On camera?
like it does in person?
No,
Yeah,
it doesn't.
it looks a lot lighter on camera. Like, that looks almost white on the camera, and in person it looks so blue. It just looks so much more blue in person. It looks good, like with the balance of the stone and stuff. We think another probably week and a half.
Yeah.
Week and a half to 2 weeks. Let's see, like, because if all of them come at one time, they're kind of working on top of each other. It's like if the electricians and the plumbers and the painters and the stucco like if they're all here, they can't really work efficiently. So it kind of has to be a little bit more spread out. Finishing is almost done, and we've got a few things percolating over here. We're getting there, and that's what Romeo said. It feels so much better in here because the floor is starting to get cleared. So because the space is starting to feel more open, there was so much stuff in here for so long. So as we start to near the end, people are taking their supplies and their equipment away. It is looking really, really good. Romeo and I were just talking about like where are we gonna put stuff, and we're gonna have so much fun like organizing now with enough space and enough storage. We just have not had the storage in this house, so things for the kitchen are kind of all over the house or in the garage, and now it's going to have an actual place, purposeful home for things, and it's going to feel so good having a kitchen after 4 months without one, and not washing bottles in the bathroom anymore, and actually having a sink. But I can't believe it. This is so much more blue in person than it is even looking in the camera right there. It's so weird. It's perfect. I didn't want to go more blue than that, more intense than that. Still really calming to your eye. It's not like a jolt. Come on, Kinsley. Kinsley loves to come and check out what's happening. Let's go see how many pieces we were able to have like left over, because you never know what we can do with them. I know that there's one substantial piece. Oh, nice. Yeah, there's one huge piece. 4 pieces. There was definitely a piece I thought we were gonna have in between where we cut the oven part out. Like it would have been like a 48 by 2 foot piece, but that one's not. Here, I'll have to look. But these are like different shapes than I thought we were gonna have. So maybe not. Romeo's gonna help me. We're actually gonna move the blower to our hood in the garage. They're starting to ask for stuff now.
Yeah.
So if we could move this into the kitchen in the middle, fill up the space that they've already cleaned out, and I think we can carry it together. Nice.
You put it back inside the house, you said?
Is there anything else that I can bring in here? I think that's it.
Tell me.
They're the oven we're having installed.
Table, if they're here for the table.
Oh yeah, they have to do the floors first. But yes,
Yeah.
I agree.
It's
Our
heavy.
table-
I'm not gonna lie, it's heavy.
Our table is so heavy on top that if one of the guys are here when we do it, definitely gonna ask them for help for sure. I hope you guys enjoyed spending the day with us. Really, more realistic day in the life from start to finish. Always something going on, always something I'm working on, a project. Lately, always someone coming or going, working on the kitchen so that we can get finished. And of course, taking care of a newborn. And again, thank you to Fiverr for sponsoring today's video. Don't forget to check it out if you're working on any type of project. You can go to fiverr.co/XOMaCenna to find services that are available to you and use my code MaCennaXO for 10% off your order. I'm gonna watch a little bit of TV and knock out and sleep while baby sleeps. That's usually our plan. Sleep while baby sleeps to recharge for tomorrow. I'll see you guys in the next vlog. Bye guys.